Won't it be Ryan the Great? And today, yeah, I know my voice is a little messed up. I was at SmackDown on Friday, and I was yelling a lot, and yeah, the sore throat, I guess you should say, has not really gone away yet. Yeah, and then I was obviously watching UFC last night, so that was obviously a lot to yell about, especially in the last two fights. But yeah, we're gonna be breaking down UFC 313. Yeah, it was a pretty decent card. There really wasn't much depth on the card, to be honest. Obviously, everybody's really hyped up about UFC 314 because of how much depth is on that card. I mean, on free television, you get Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. So that, we'll be talking about that soon enough. But yeah, not too much depth on this card. Obviously, Curtis Blades, his fight, that got canceled. He got sick. But yeah, we'll be breaking down a little bit of the first three fights, and then we'll go into the co-main and main event where Magomed Ankalaev defeated Alex Pereira to become the new UFC light heavyweight champion. So let's just get right into it. But before we get right into it, guys, make sure you subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Ryan the Great blogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my main channel at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on X at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. And make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. Now, for you, ladies and gentlemen, let's go in the video. Let's roll that intro. Hey, come on, starting. Stop! 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 Red flag! First pitch! Bring him in! Yes! Oh, damn. All right, let's go into the video. So starting off our very first fight, King Green versus Mauricio Ruffy. I mean, King Green, his fight IQ in the last couple of fights has been absolutely terrible. I mean, he's fighting with his hands down. I don't know what he's doing. He's throwing way too many power punches. He's just like trying to gas himself out early, trying to get an early finish. He's not fighting the right way. I don't really know what he's trying to do. But, Mauricio Ruffy did a really great job. I mean, that spinning back kick was absolutely incredible. Probably contender for knockout of the year. And, I don't know if we'll see another knockout like that over the course of the next 6 months of, however long the year has left, 9 months, whatever. But, yeah, great job by Ruffy. He took advantage of King Green's, I don't know if I want to say stupidity or arrogance, cockiness. I don't really know what it is, but yeah, I feel kind of bad for King Green. I mean, there really is no direction for him. He's had, what is it? That's 50 career fights, whatever it is. So, yeah, I mean, he's 38 years old. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. And, he hasn't won since April of last year. So, it's not looking too good for him. Hopefully he can get back on track. Still an entertaining fighter, but it looks like he is just going to continue to get finished early in his fights. And, I get that's what people want to see, but I don't know. But Ruffy hasn't lost a fight since 2019. His competition, I guess you could say, is questionable. But, I'm hoping he moves up in the lightweight rankings. He's looked pretty decent. Obviously part of that fighting nerd squad that everybody seems to like, and I don't hate it at all. It's a good concept. But yeah, I think it was a good fight. Obviously, Ruffy was going to win this one. But yeah, the fight we didn't see coming, Amanda Lemos taking down, what do you call it? Taking down Asmin, if that's how you say her name, Lucindo. In a very, 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 very boring fight. Lucindo looked terrible on the ground. Her takedown defense was not great at all. And every time Lemos was able to get on the ground, she did a great job getting in the full guard position. But yeah, it was not a fight that I'm going to go back and watch time and time again because of how great it was. I'm very surprised about this outcome. Lemos, she's obviously not going to get a strawweight title shot anytime soon. She's getting a bit older, and I don't know. She looked all right in this fight. Nothing special. I think it was just Lucinda looked that bad in my opinion. But yeah, I was pretty surprised by this outcome. I thought this was going to be an obvious win for Lucindo, but I do agree with the judges. I had every judge had 29-28. Lemos winning the first two and Lucinda taking the last one. Lucinda did a great job in the last round, though. She got a good sweep, got a takedown, and she looked like she was trying to go for a submission. I don't know what she was trying to do. It might have been a Kimura. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, it was a good third round from her, and I don't know why she couldn't do that in the first two, but it is what it is. And then in our other fight, this was a really good performance by Bahamondes taking down Jalen Turner. I mean, Turner was very aggressive. I really liked what he was doing coming out in the first round. He was aggressive. He got the takedown and all. And yeah, he did a really great job. But then I think he just got a little too aggressive, and his arm was just kind of stuck in the spot for a triangle. He really got unlucky in the position that he was in, and Bahamondes took advantage of it, and he was able to get the triangle submission. So, good on him. I think they said Jalen Turner, I don't know if he's retired or not. He is only 29 years old. So I think he still has a lot left in him. I know he said he was pondering from the decision since UFC 300, where he lost to Mocano. He hasn't had a win since 2023, late 2023, that being. So, I mean, I think Bilal Muhammad talked him into staying or still fighting again. But yeah, if he retires, I mean, good on him. 14-9 record, not bad at all. But yeah, good on Bahamondes to get this win, and another guy that can continue to ascend the lightweight rankings. He looked really great in this fight. He used what's his face's against Turner's aggression against him. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. He's been active. He fought twice last year. He's fought once this year. I'd like to see him fight at least one or two more times. But yeah, he's a young dude, and I'd like to see him keep going. Then the co-main. Rafael Fiziev lost to Justin Gaethje in an incredible fight. I thought Fiziev took the first round, and he was landing takedowns. Like, he only landed 2 takedowns in this fight, but he only attempted 2, and all of them were in the first round. I know Gaethje was able to get up pretty quickly, but he was able to land takedowns, and he landed some strikes in the first round that really body strikes, that significant body strikes, that were really helping him win. And I don't know, I guess it was the control time that he didn't like. He wasn't able to keep Gaethje on the ground, but he was successful in the takedowns. And when Gaethje was landing out of the clinch, I thought he should have continued with the takedowns. When Gaethje was going for those overhand rights, I thought he should have shot for the takedown. He would have been able to land it there, but give credit to Gaethje, man. I mean, he was taking some shots in this fight. I know he took a head kick at one point, I believe. He also was taking a couple right hands as well, some jabs that really looked good. Obviously, his chin was not that great against Max Holloway. Well, I mean, it's evident because he got knocked out. He's on the receiving end of the greatest knockout in UFC history. But yeah, Gaethje looked great in this fight. He did a really great job, as I just mentioned. He was in the clinch, and he would just come out in that straight overhand right. Did a really great job there. You got to give him credit where credit is due. He really came back in this fight. Gaethje 0-for-3, though, on takedowns. Great job. Fiziev showed pretty good takedown defense. The takedowns weren't too great from Gaethje. So, yeah, I wasn't too impressed with that there. But, Gaethje looked great in this fight. His right hands were looking great. He was able to get inside on Fiziev, and that knockdown in the second round was really incredible. I thought he was going to get the finish, but a great job by the referee to not call the finish, because in my opinion, that probably would have been an early stoppage. Fiziev definitely had some life in him to get back up, and he evidently did that. But yeah, great fight by Gaethje. He took a lot of body shots, took some significant head strikes as well, and you got to give him credit where credit is due. A really great fight put on by him. I'm not really sure where he goes from here. You just handed Fiziev his third loss in a row, and the guy hasn't fought in 500-something days. So, I'm not really too interested in seeing Gaethje get a title shot against Makhachev. Obviously, Topuria is moving up. We don't really know what the 155 rankings are right now, or who's going to get the next title shot. Is it going to be Charles Oliveira? Does he need another win? But Arman already beat him. Yeah, I mean, I would say book the Arman fight again, and maybe you do Gaethje versus Oliveira. That could work out well. But I'm not necessarily sure. I think that I don't think Gaethje can get a title shot off this fight. I know Dana White was was leaning towards saying giving him a title shot, but obviously he doesn't matchmake at the press conferences, so we can't really take his word for it. But yeah, I would like to see Gaethje versus Oliveira, and then maybe do Arman versus Makhachev. Yeah, so we'll have to see. But great fight by Gaethje. Took a lot of strikes, and he looked really great in the clinch in this fight. So, got to give him credit. And he was not predicted to win coming in this fight. He was the underdog. And now, the main event we've all been waiting for. Alex Poatan Pereira losing to Magomed Ankalaev in a 5-round decent fight. I don't think it was a snooze fest. It obviously wasn't all that great. Once again, it's not a fight, like I said, for Lemos and Lucindo's fight. It's not a fight you're going to go back and watch 100 times just because you loved it so much. It really wasn't all that special. But anyway, to start, Bruce Buffer said the one, the only Alex Pereira, and I thought that was, I popped for that, obviously. He's only done that for John Jones and Conor McGregor, so, to have that honor is great. But first round, I thought Pereira won easily. He landed more leg kicks than Ankalaev landed strikes in total. Pereira also really bruised up that leg, that right leg of Ankalaev. So, I really thought that Pereira won that round pretty easily. Second round, Ankalaev, no doubt, he got the knockdown in that round. Pereira was definitely saved by the bell. So, yeah, that was that there. Third round, I thought Pereira was getting into his own. He was landing some more strikes. I gave him that round. Ankalaev, he had more control against the cage, so I gave him that round. I gave Pereira the fifth round. And I don't know. I want to see. There's this whole debate thing, and it's obviously still happening after this fight. Can you hold somebody against the cage and win the fight? Listen, there are so many factors into what wins you around, and at the end of the day, you could hold somebody against the cage and win the fight. Like, it's MMA. Like, you don't just have to kill somebody to win an MMA fight. Is it the sexiest way to win? Does it really prove you as a fighting champion that what all the fans want to see? No, but it is going to win you a fight, and it is mixed martial arts. We have to accept that at the end of the day. So yeah, I think Ankalaev, he did most of that in the fourth round, which I think won him the round. But in the fifth round, Pereira was landing more and was winning in the striking department more than what Ankalaev was doing, holding him up against the cage, if you get what I'm saying. And damage should obviously go above, holding somebody against the cage to win a round. And I think that's what Pereira did, which made me give him the fifth round. So I think that's fair. I think damage should go above, holding somebody against the cage. If you disagree with that, then I don't really know what to tell you. But yeah, I know that that one judge had a 49-46, and I thought that was a disaster. The third round was close, but I think most did give it to Pereira. And in the fifth round, once again, damage should go over holding somebody against the cage, and I think Pereira did that. I personally thought Pereira won the fight. But Ankalaev, really did a great job in this fight. He kept Pereira on his back foot. We never see Pereira's opponents being the aggressor. And I think in the third round, they played the stat. It was like 41% to 14% in advancement in favor of Ankalaev. So I think the judges really thought of it as kind of, being the aggressor in this fight. And that's what Ankalaev did. In the second round, he started to do a better job of getting past the guard hand of Pereira and was able to land really quick shots. I was very surprised of how quick Ankalaev looked in this fight. So I got to give him credit where credit is due. And what else was there? There's one more thing I wanted to say. I don't remember. Pereira did look really great on the takedown defense. I said it before and I'll say it again. Or I said it in the preview video. Pereira at some point has had to have worked on his takedown defense. Like everybody says, just take him down, you'll win the fight. At some point, the guys have had to have worked on his takedown defense. And he was able to. Ankalaev literally landed no takedowns. So yeah, it is what it is. I know not many people like this decision. And I know not too many people like Ankalaev. I mean, I don't hate him. I think he deserved the light heavyweight championship shot. And he definitely, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say I don't think he won the fight. But he definitely put on a better performance than all of other Pereira's opponents. I forgot to mention, this is what I forgot to mention, Ankalaev, he was getting that leg bruised up. Like, it was badly beaten at the end of the first round. And I'd like to say that just Ankalaev didn't give a damn. Like, excuse me. He just didn't care about the fact that Pereira was landing those leg kicks. And I feel like in Pereira's fights, he bruises up that leg, and then what he's done to guys like Prochazka and Roundtree and Jamal Hill, he'll just wait for them to make some sort of mistake, and then he'll capitalize on that. Ankalaev didn't do that in this fight. He kept his hands up. He got past the guard hand, and he was able to land some quick strikes, and I guess you could say he deserved it, but I don't think he won the fight. There's obviously a lot of people arguing online. That's my opinion on it. But what's next? We have to get into now. I think that Pereira should get the rematch. I mean, he's the biggest star of the UFC. It's a split bag of people who think he won and didn't. Of people who think he won and people who think he didn't win. So yeah, I think you have to give him the rematch in that one. It's obviously a controversy. It's not like it was a clear-cut decision. But yeah, all three judges did give it to Ankalaev, so it's not like it was a split decision. So I could see the reason for people not wanting to have the rematch, but I think Pereira does deserve it. He's been killing everybody at the light heavyweight ranks. He's beaten all the top 5 guys, and Prochazka twice. So yeah, I think you have to give him the immediate rematch. When that'll be, I'm not necessarily sure. Ankalaev doesn't fight often. Pereira does, so it's going to be interesting to see when we get this fight. Maybe August, September. I don't really know. Obviously, Ankalaev has to do Ramadan and his religious beliefs, so we got to respect that. But yeah, I don't think Pereira should move up. Now John Jones versus Tom Aspinall has to happen. You can't give Pereira a heavyweight championship shot after a loss and move him up and give him an immediate title shot. That just doesn't make sense. So yeah, John Jones versus Tom Aspinall has to happen now. I'd say at International Fight Week, that's the place to make it. And yeah, I saw something. Maybe you do Pereira and Ankalaev and Jones and Aspinall on the same card. That'd probably be the highest bought pay-per-view in UFC history. So, I mean, I doubt that happens, but it's a good idea. But anyway, yeah, that'll do for this video, guys. Make sure you subscribe with the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother, the Great Blogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my main channel at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on X at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. And make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.